What if the love story you believed would last forever was never meant to survive? In the world of our fault, Culpa Nuestra, the question is no longer about how strong Noah and Nick's love is. It's about whether that love can survive betrayal, heartbreak, and choices that could tear them apart for good. The first look at the trailer does not whisper of fairy tales. Instead, it screams with tension, fire, and the haunting feeling that every moment we see could be the beginning of their end. Fans who once believed in an unbreakable bond are now left to wonder, is this romance destined to collapse, or will it rise through the flames one last time? To understand the weight of this new trailer, we need to step back and remember how far this story has come. The Culpa trilogy has always been about forbidden love, burning desire, and the dangerous world that Noah and Nick found themselves trapped in. It all started with Culpa Maya, where an unexpected step-sibling romance shook the foundations of their lives. Against rules, against family, and against all odds, their connection grew into something wild and uncontrollable. Then came Culpa Tuya, where love wasn't just passion, it became survival. We saw them fight not just for their relationship, but for their very place in each other's lives. Lies, secrets, and the heavy shadow of Nick's reckless choices began to poison what was once untouchable. Noah, torn between her heart and her safety, stood by his side through storms that would have broken most couples. Their love was never simple, never calm. It was always fire, always danger, always fragile. Now in Culpa Nuestra, that fragility has reached its peak. This isn't just another chapter, it's the conclusion. The final test of whether their love was real or just a passing storm in their lives. And from the very first frames of the trailer, you can feel the shift. The tone is darker, heavier, filled with shadows that were never there before. The playful sparks of young love are gone. In their place is something more mature, more desperate, and far more heartbreaking. The trailer doesn't waste time on sweet promises. Instead, it plunges us straight into tension. We see Noah, her face a mixture of longing and doubt, her eyes speaking more than words ever could. We see Nick, torn between his love for her and the dangerous path he refuses to leave behind. Together, they no longer look like a couple lost in passion. They look like two souls holding on tightly, afraid of what tomorrow might bring. Fans who have followed their journey can sense it. This isn't just another love story anymore. This is the moment where everything could shatter. The trailer makes one thing very clear. Love alone might not be enough to keep Noah and Nick together. The stakes are higher than ever, and this time, the ending may not be the one fans have been dreaming of. As the music swells and quick flashes of betrayal, arguments, and silent tears fill the screen, we are reminded of why this story captured hearts in the first place. It was never about perfection. It was about intensity, about the raw, unpolished emotions that come with first love, the kind of love that can either save you or destroy you. And in this first look, destruction feels dangerously close. This opening stage sets the perfect tone for what's to come. The audience is no longer asking if Noah and Nick will face struggles. They're asking when the breaking point will arrive, and if their love can survive it. That is the haunting question Culpa Nuestra leaves us with, and it's exactly why this trailer has fans on edge, waiting for the answers. The first look at the Our Fault. Culpa Nuestra trailer wastes no time in pulling us into its storm. From the very first shot, the tone is clear. This isn't a romance wrapped in sweetness anymore. It's a love story standing on the edge of collapse. The color palette itself tells the story. Darker shades, colder lighting, and a raw intensity that screams heartbreak more than happiness. Every frame feels like a warning, a visual whisper telling us, this won't end the way you expect. The trailer opens with a quiet, almost haunting moment, Noah alone, her expression heavy with doubt. It's a far cry from the fiery, rebellious girl we met in Culpa Maya. She looks more mature, as if the weight of her choices and the chaos of her love for Nick have aged her soul. In one fleeting second, her silence says more than words could. She's questioning everything. Then, almost instantly, we're thrown into a whirlwind of flashes that show the distance between her and Nick. Nick, on the other hand, is portrayed with a mix of strength and fragility. His presence still commands the screen, but his eyes carry something different this time, a storm brewing inside him. The trailer shows him in moments of anger, recklessness, and quiet desperation. 1 second, he's standing in defiance, and the next he's collapsing under the weight of emotions he can't control. It's as if his love for Noah is both his greatest strength and his deadliest weakness. One of the most powerful moments in the trailer is a brief, but unforgettable shot. Noah walking away as Nick stands frozen, his face shattering with pain. It's the kind of moment that makes fans pause, rewind, and watch again. Is she leaving him for good? Or is this just another fight in their endless cycle of passion and heartbreak? The trailer doesn't give us answers, it gives us just enough to fuel every theory imaginable. There are other striking visuals, 2 glimpses of arguments, tears and silent stares across crowded rooms. These aren't the playful fights of young lovers anymore. They're raw, cutting, and filled with the kind of silence that hurts more than screams. Every scene seems to hint at betrayal, but we're never told by who. Is Nick's past finally catching up with him? Or has Noah reached her breaking point, realizing that love isn't enough to survive in a world filled with chaos? The music. Layered over the trailer is another character of its own. It starts low, almost delicate, then builds with pounding beats as the tension grows. By the time the flashes of chaos take over, fast cuts of slammed doors, tearful glances, and moments of heartbreak, the music drowns everything in urgency. It's like a countdown ticking away, reminding us that time is running out for Noah and Nick's love story. What stands out most, though, is how carefully the trailer balances passion and destruction. Yes, there are still moments of intimacy, quick flashes of kisses, lingering touches, and that magnetic pull between Noah and Nick, but even these moments feel different now. They're not carefree, they're desperate, as if both characters are clinging to what's left before it slips away. Love is still there, but it feels like it's burning at both ends, threatening to collapse into ash at any second. The brilliance of this trailer lies in what it doesn't show. We don't see closure, we don't see resolution. Instead, it feeds us tension, unanswered questions, and an emotional storm that leaves the audience desperate for more. The editing cuts off just when we want answers, leaving us with silhouettes, unfinished sentences, and the crushing weight of uncertainty. In the end, the trailer feels less like a promise and more like a warning. It doesn't tell us what will happen, it dares us to watch and find out. It suggests that Noah and Nick's love, once untouchable, is now hanging by a thread. And the haunting question that lingers after the final frame is simple yet devastating. Can they survive this storm, or will this be the end of their love story forever? Asterisk, at the heart of our fault, Culpa Nuestra, lies not just a love story, but 2 characters whose personal battles threaten to tear their relationship apart. The trailer makes it clear, Noah and Nick are no longer the same people they were when their story began. Their growth, their scars, and their choices are shaping them into very different versions of themselves. And that change may be the very thing that drives them apart. Let's start with Noah. In the earlier films, she was the girl caught between innocence and rebellion. She fell for Nick against every warning, believing in the kind of love that could conquer anything. But now, in Culpa Nuestra, Noah feels heavier, almost burdened. Her face in the trailer reflects someone who has lived through heartbreak and learned that passion often comes with pain. This is not the same Noah who once believed love could erase all obstacles. This is a woman who has been burned before and is questioning whether the fire is worth the scars. Her arc in this final chapter seems to be about choice. Does she continue to sacrifice everything for Nick, or does she finally choose herself? That question may define the ending of her story. Nick's arc is no less haunting. From the very beginning, he was chaos wrapped in charm. Dangerous yet magnetic, reckless yet deeply in love. His biggest flaw has always been his inability to leave his past behind, and the trailer makes it clear that this flaw may finally cost him everything. We see Nick torn between the person he wants to be for Noah and the person he has always been, the reckless soul pulled into a world of danger and destruction. His conflict is simple yet devastating. Can he change for her, or is he doomed to repeat the same mistakes? His love for Noah is undeniable, but love alone has never been enough to save him from himself. The tension between Noah and Nick is at the core of this film, but the trailer hints at more than just their inner struggles. Supporting characters will play critical roles in pushing them toward either salvation or destruction. Friends who once supported them now seem divided, some pushing Noah to leave, others warning Nick of his downfall. Family, always a shadow over their relationship, continues to add pressure. The unresolved tensions from earlier films now hang heavier than ever, as if every choice they avoided is finally demanding to be faced. One striking conflict teased in the trailer is the growing silence between Noah and Nick. Arguments, yes, but more powerful are the moments where they no longer speak. Silence between lovers is often more dangerous than shouting, and these quiet moments where they stare at each other across crowded rooms, where words fail, are some of the most powerful hints of where their story is headed. It's no longer about explosive passion, it's about emotional distance. And distance, in this case, may be deadlier than any outside threat. Another layer of conflict is trust. Trust has always been fragile in their relationship, but in this final chapter, it seems ready to collapse completely. The trailer carefully avoids telling us who betrayed who, but the tone suggests betrayal is inevitable. Is it Nick pulled back into the same darkness Noah begged him to leave behind? Or is it Noah finally walking away from the chaos to protect her own heart? Either way, trust or the lack of it will be the ultimate test of their bond. Noah's growth, Nick's struggle, and the web of tension created by those around them combine to form a storm that feels unstoppable. This is not just a story about love anymore. It's about survival, emotional survival, personal survival, and the survival of a bond that has been tested one too many times. The conflicts are not just external, they are deeply internal, and that is what makes them so gripping. In the end, what makes their arcs so compelling is the fear of what comes next. The trailer does not promise healing. It does not promise a happy ending. Instead, it suggests that every choice will have a price, and that Noah and Nick's greatest enemy may not be the world around them, but themselves. Their arcs are converging toward one devastating question. When two people love each other this much, but hurt each other just as deeply, can their story truly end in anything but tragedy? Every great story leaves its audience not just entertained, but searching for meaning. Our fault, Culpa Nuestra, is more than the conclusion of a trilogy. It's a mirror of the choices, sacrifices, and emotional storms that define young love. The trailer gives us just enough to see the deeper themes that might shape this final chapter, and fans are already building theories about what it all means. One of the most powerful themes emerging from the trailer is love versus destruction. Noah and Nick's relationship has always been portrayed as fire beautiful, magnetic, but dangerous when left unchecked. The trailer suggests that their passion, once a source of strength, may now be the very thing that destroys them. Every lingering kiss feels desperate, every argument feels final. The theme here is clear. When does love stop being a cure and start being a poison? Another theme woven into the imagery is loyalty versus freedom. Noah has always been loyal, often to her own detriment. She stood by Nick even when logic told her to run. But now, the trailer shows a Noah who seems torn between staying and saving herself. The question becomes, how much of yourself should you sacrifice for love? Is loyalty still beautiful when it costs you your happiness, or does true freedom sometimes mean letting go? This theme is at the heart of Noah's journey, and fans can already sense it may lead to the most heartbreaking choice of all. Nick's arc ties into another major theme, the weight of the past. From the beginning, Nick has been haunted by mistakes, enemies, and a reckless lifestyle he could never fully escape. The trailer suggests that his past is no longer a shadow, it's a chain dragging him down. His love for Noah makes him want to change, but the images of chaos and danger surrounding him show just how hard it is to escape who you once were. The theme is clear. Can love truly transform someone, or do some people remain prisoners of their own history? Fans, of course, are not content with simply watching. They are theorizing, dissecting, and speculating on what the ending of Culpa Nuestra will bring. Some believe that Noah and Nick are destined for tragedy, that their love, no matter how strong, will crumble under the weight of betrayal and pain. They point to the darker tone of the trailer, the tearful silences, and the haunting shot of Noah walking away as signs of an inevitable ending. For these fans, the trilogy may close not with a happily ever after, but with a lesson about the dangers of all-consuming love. Others hold on to hope. They argue that the pain shown in the trailer is only the storm before the calm, that Noah and Nick's love, tested so fiercely, will emerge stronger than ever. For these fans, the themes are not about destruction, but about redemption. They see the trailer not as a warning of tragedy, but as a setup for a powerful, emotional victory where both characters finally choose love above everything else. A third theory, however, is perhaps the most intriguing. Some fans believe the ending may be bittersweet, neither a complete victory nor a total tragedy. In this version, Noah and Nick's love doesn't vanish, but it also doesn't survive in the way fans might hope. Perhaps they part ways, still in love but unable to exist together. Perhaps one sacrifices themselves for the other. This bittersweet interpretation ties back to the central themes of loyalty, freedom, and the cost of love, reminding us that sometimes endings are powerful because they hurt. The trailer also hints at another possible layer. Growing up, Noah and Nick's love began as reckless, passionate, and messy, just like so many first loves. But Culpa Nuestra seems to be about facing adulthood, facing consequences, and realizing that not all love stories are meant to last forever. The theme here is maturity, learning that passion is powerful, but wisdom often means choosing what's best for yourself, even if it breaks your heart. By the end of the trailer, the themes and theories collide into one haunting question. Is Noah and Nick's romance a story of survival, or is it a cautionary tale of how love can consume everything if you let it? That uncertainty is what has fans buzzing. The film doesn't just promise drama, it promises reflection, heartbreak, and an ending that will stay with viewers long after the credits roll, and maybe that's the point. The trailer reminds us that not every story ends in a perfect bow. Sometimes the most unforgettable endings are the ones that leave us questioning, aching, and seeing ourselves in the pain of the characters. Whether Noah and Nick end together, apart, or in tragedy, our fault, Culpa Nuestra, is shaping up to be more than a love story. It's becoming a story about what love does to us, how it shapes us, and how it leaves us forever changed.